Nice. Welcome. Welcome.
Nice guitar you got there, buddy.
Well, it is. This is actually, hey, just for all y'all. First of all, I want to welcome you guys to the Main Stage Music weekly live stream.
Very weekly.
Very weekly. And anyways, I'm Brad. This is Jamie. And we want to thank you for watching, encourage you to comment, like, share, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, go from Facebook to YouTube right now and click subscribe. And all the kind of stupid stuff I have to say before these shows. But let me tell you about my cool new guitar. Whee! My cool new guitar that is from 1941. So this is a guitar I've been looking for decades. And I've only been alive for decades. Mm-hmm. So this guitar I found when you and I went to the NAMM show a few weeks ago.
I was trying to think of a song like "Been Waiting for You All My Life." I was going to say.
I've been waiting for a roar smack. So anyways, we were at the NAMM show in Nashville, Tennessee, and you have to stop by some of these crazy cool guitar shops, most notably Carter Vintage, which is a fun thing. And I found this lying in a very unkempt pile behind this pile of other piles of things.
Yeah, they've got like their normal recyclables, then they have just all Papa John's boxes.
Exactly.
And rolling out of the dumpster. Yeah. And then there's like all like the less desirables just kind of piled up in there was pallet wood, like some kind of, what was it, a car wreck or train wreck chassis?
Spent fuel rods from Watts Bar, and then
some silliness.
So anyways, this is a Roy Smeck Stage Deluxe. Roy Smeck was a interesting character back in the 1930s, who they called the Wizard of the Strings, and he played ukulele. He was did a lot of that, what do you want to call it, almost like tricks. So he would do almost vaudeville style for guitar. And but he did have a signature model Gibson guitar that came out in the mid-30s. But the thing was about these guitars is they were set up like a modern day dobro would be set up. So real tall strings, and it was designed to be played on your lap like slack key with a slide. Well, this model right here is from the last year that they made the guitar. And effectively, I snagged this at Carter's converted and unrestored, and then I had my very good friend Donnie Barbara do the restoration, and I have to say I have had more fun with this guitar than with a lot of things. You know, this is such a cool piece.
Yeah, man. Sometimes they just work out for you, right?
Yeah, it's just it's an awesome thing. But anyways, so we were going to talk to you guys today about acoustics, and more specifically acoustic amps. Now there's a lot of amplifiers out there, something for everything. There's obviously bass amplifiers.
The brownest of all brown face amps.
Yeah. You've got, of course, electric guitar amps of all ilk and size and so on, and even keyboard amps. And of course, a sound system is effectively just a really big amp. So what makes an acoustic amplifier different? Well, I mean, in a nutshell, it amplifies. So I mean, that part is the same. But really what an acoustic amp is all about is it is very clean and distortion free.
Yeah, high range content.
And then they add a tweeter in it so that it gives you the sparkly sound of an acoustic instrument, which makes it very similar to like a PA cabinet in that regard. You know, they want it to be very representative of what you're plugging into.
That's right.
So you're not coloring the sound too much.
Well, a PA you want to be all the frequencies. I would say an acoustic amp, probably not real worried about stuff under 80.
Some bass, yeah. So the other thing with acoustic amplifiers is, so some people might ask simply, well, why not just plug right into a sound system. Well, there's something to that. One, the sound system has got more parts than an acoustic amplifier. Acoustic amps are usually small, cute, grab them by a handle, and it's got everything a growing boy needs in one box. We brought 3 with us today to talk about and show how, first of all, there's some amazing values out there in acoustic amp. When we first got started into this, back in the 1990s, acoustic amps were obscenely expensive.
Yeah, you either had like knockoff, knockoff wasn't the right comment. Like jazz box amps that were, when a twin was $800, this would have been a $2,000 amplifier.
Yeah.
So you could have gotten that. It was a full range guitar amplifier. Or you had the crates, man. You can get a crate. Well, remember the crate stereo? What were those called? The 120, 125.
The CA.
Yeah,
the
but
CA 120 and
they had like either 2 6s or 2 8s, and it had the chorus in it with a stereo.
Yeah, the CA 50 and the CA 125. But yeah, with the crates, that was a cool product. But I remember early on, people would just say, "Well, just get a bass amp."
Oh, well, Trace Elliott's too.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
The little green ones with the 4 4s in it.
Oh yeah. So most people would just say, just get a bass amp and play through it. But yeah, it was clean. But it sounded all muffly. It didn't sound good.
It ain't the same, man.
So I remember like the big, cool acoustic amp everybody wanted was made by Roland. It's called the AC 100. And it was like a 212, but it had a tweeter in it, and it was awesome.
See,
acoustic chorus
I guess if
100.
you were around where the Roland was being pushed, Peavy had a pretty awesome, little brown, tall acoustic amp. That thing sounded really great.
Yeah.
Well, still does.
Well, and I remember the crates. They were cool. They had a little wood panel on it. They're always brown or wood colored. They
have to be wooden.
So that being said, though, things have moved along quite a bit. Now technology has gotten a lot more compact, and they compact a lot of stuff in these little boxes here.
The whole Class D thing really changed the world for accessibility.
So we brought 3 amplifiers here today to kind of show you, and these are all best sellers at Main Stage. The little one here at the bottom.
Now they can't all be best sellers.
They are for their respective markets, right? So you have to think about best sellers for certain price points and needs.
Oh, we're clever.
That's me. So this right here is made by Black Star, and then we have the Boss Acoustic Singer. And then flanking it is a newcomer by NewX, which is a brand that we picked up last year, and it is impressive as all. Everything they make is really impressive stuff, and so we're going to go over that with you today. I guess I'll start off with the Black Star, because that's the one I'm plugged into. Not really. Well, the reason we chose the guitars we chose today is because, granted, most people are going to use a guitar that has electronics built into it. But most all acoustic amps now have 2 channels. One for a traditional 1/4-inch plug-in jack, and one for a microphone. Now the microphone can be used for obviously singing, but it also could be used for a guitar like this that you don't want to put a pickup in.
Or instead of spending $500-800 on an incredibly high-end, dual source or triple source device, you can take a normal microphone, normal element guitar, and have a blendable dual source system.
Well, you also have people who play nylon string guitar, mandolin. There's a lot of type of instrument that you may not, even woodwinds or something like that. Where you may not want to use a contact style pickup. So with all of these amplifiers, they have both a microphone input and a regular 1/4-inch style input. Both channels will feature effects. So I don't know if you can hear it on there, but there's a real pretty reverb.
I always want to push buttons. I don't need to push buttons. Well, wait. That was recorded on a Black Star acoustic amp with
I think it was.
wasn't it?
I think it was recorded on a Royce Smeck Stage Deluxe with a Black Star.
So, in conventional YouTube fashion, we'll run all these flat to start with, comparatively, and then we can tweak them a little bit if we want to tweak them.
Yeah. So just so you know, all the gain levels on the mixing board are set at the same gain level and same volume level. So at least from the direct outputs on these, which all these amps have direct outputs.
That's cool.
So what's a direct output? Well, direct output allows you to directly output the amplifier right to a soundboard. Hey, so
direct out. What it does, see, takes an out and it directs it.
You're learning.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to turn y'all into an educated populace. You see.
Yeah.
But so basically, if you're playing in the reason I mention that is because we get some people who play maybe in church or in a small club, and they're like, well, I need an amp that's loud enough to keep up with. They're like, no. You have a sound system that does that.
Right.
All you need the amp for is to sculpt your tone and then send it to the sound system, let it do its job.
Yeah.
So all three of these amps have that feature.
Yeah.
So let your technology work for you.
Yeah. Don't go and smoke the key club that's sitting in pew 3 through 6. Allow the sound guy to distribute your sound to pews 8 through 78.
So the cool thing is you've got basic control here. I'm going to hang my guitar up so I can go over this with y'all. And of course, I want to invite you to comment. I do have my phone here, so I am absolutely reading your comments and so on. So, oh, by the way, I have to say, Jason Stinnett has already commented. He says, Donnie did an awesome job on that one. I enjoyed watching his progress videos. He really did.
Oh, did he? You got videos on him?
Well, Donnie, he has a Facebook profile, which you need to follow.
Okay.
And yeah, when he has interesting projects, he'll just do little updates on it here and there. It's not like a step-by-step, but he kind of goes over some stuff.
Very cool.
So, absolutely. Oh, hey, we got a drummer watching. That's fine. We allow drummers to watch the show as well. So
we'll hit something.
Absolutely.
Repeatedly in a minute.
So first thing that I'll say about these amps are they're going to have what seems like very similar features. In other words, oh, here's a gain control, here's so on and so forth. Let me tell you the coolest thing about the Black Star. It is hands down the lightest amplifier that we're going to review.
Oh, all right.
This thing weighs like, I don't know, couple of pounds. I mean, it's really lightweight.
Wow.
Another feature that I learned while packing this or packing this stuff up for tonight is that it has an interesting feature on the bottom.
Remember that mic's plugged in?
So you got this little foot right here that if you thread out
goes to a mic stand.
Look at that. So you can set it up like that, and you now have a little bit of tilt.
I bet that threads on to the end of the mic stand too.
Oh, it may. I bet you you're right. I mean, it's a European style mic thread, perhaps. Right. But it gives it a little bit of tilt. So if you're a busker, i.e. someone who goes out and plays on the walking bridge to look cool to the tourists, then you have a nice little item right there.
In college, I played a venue in Starkville that had a wrought iron fence in the back. It has since burnt down, in case anyone knows of questionable means. But like, I hooked the leather handle of my acoustic amp over the top of the wrought iron, and that was my PA.
Oh, there you go. Hey, if it works, you know.
Man.
So you basically have
all the Jägermeister I could stand.
Your stool is really squeaky.
It's really well. I'm not going to use it anymore then. So what you have now is you have a amplifier that has a couple of cool features. So you have channel 2 here that we're plugged into. You've got gain and then 3-band EQ and reverb.
And a vocal clarity button, which I'm assuming is like a bright switch.
You know, probably something like that.
We're going to find out here in a minute.
We're going to find out in a minute. And then on the instrument channel, you have the same features, gain and then EQ, but then you have chorus. So they've added a chorus feature on top of the reverb, and an enhance, which is probably just a phase shift type of thing. Mm-hmm. And then USB out, which is kind of cool. So with the USB, you can act as an interface. And
squeaky chairs.
Squeaky chair. And plug it right in and so on. It also has this streaming mode right here. And what this is all about is this amplifier is designed for the live streaming market. So you take your amplifier and you can plug it right into your phone, computer, whatever, and now you have a crisp sound for your vocals and your amp.
You get a board tape from your busking show?
How cool is that?
That's pretty sweet, huh?
So yeah, if you live stream your shows or just want to do better live streams for both the vocals and your guitar tone, this Black Star is really, you're in their sights.
And yeah, there's no excuses.
Here's the best part about it. It is only $199, I think, or maybe it's roughly $200, okay? Which is just insane. I have never seen an acoustic amp that's in that price range. So with that feature set and so on by any means. So yeah, that is pretty incredible. So now, that being said, that's the first one we were talking about. That's the one I was plugged into. So the next one I guess we could talk about is, the Boss.
Let's turn this down.
Yeah, we can probably turn it off.
Well, we're going to plug the
okay. There you
other
go.
stuff into it. But we can plug you into it up here. Volume down. Are you going to play through them?
Yeah, we can.
All right, everything's flat. Any feedback, turn that off.
Yep.
Phaser off. Reverb on just a little bit.
All right, so the Boss model here is pretty cool. I
We
know.
choreographed this so carefully. It's so intentional.
Now, one thing I have to say about the Boss that I really like is, there's a nice shot of the controls there, is that it's very intuitive as far as its layout. First of all, it's panel mounted, so if you have it sitting on a stool or something like that, let's say you're playing at a small venue or even at the house, the knobs are right there looking you in the face, which I like that feature a lot. Additionally, the Boss is probably close to the most feature-rich of these three amplifiers. They call it the Acoustic Singer Live. So obviously, they are planning on you singing through this thing. And
I don't think you can see the panels in the.
Yeah, there you can.
Can you see that right there?
So it has.
That's harmony.
It has harmony.
And that right there is looper.
So basically, with the harmony, when you're plugged into the microphone channel, you can get a harmony effect. Let's just demonstrate it real quick because we got it plugged in. So I'm going to use my vocal here. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Hello. So now you've got a harmony going on. There. Now, the way the harmony works is the key is changed.
Delay, man. We want to hear that.
The key is changed by the guitar if you're plugging it in. Oh, he's got delay now. Oh, mama, I'm afraid for my life from the long arm of the law.
And I'm going to switch to high harmony now.
Hangman is coming down from the gallows and I don't have very long.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah! That was hot.
All right. You going to keep that going or
No,
what?
we're going to just go back to the... But the point is that you have this cool harmony built in. You also have a looper. So the looper allows you to record a phrase with your guitar, and then it continues to loop, and you can play along with yourself. So
is it
play
a little single button like the...
Yep, little single button.
Yeah.
Now you can also use a sustain pedal if you're looking for a way to trigger on the cheap, because you can buy little $20 sustain pedals pretty cheap. The Boss pedals are more robust, but they're more expensive. Boss also allows you to have the master switch they call the GAFC, okay? It works with a lot of their amplifiers. And with the GAFC, you can trigger the chorus and the reverb. The first two buttons will be chorus and reverb for like the vocal channel. The next two buttons will be chorus and reverb for the guitar channel.
That's why you need to bring swag to this show. So when you say things like GAFC,
it's basically a long foot switch.
Whoever comments first with the most clever basis for that acronym gets some swag, man.
Tommy's got a question.
Oh, okay. Well, Tommy's got a question here. It says, do today's amps use mainly transistors, or do most people still prefer tubes? You know, that's kind of an open-ended question, Tommy. Thanks, first of all, for asking. It really depends. You know, the challenge with tubes is that...
the answer is probably yes to both. Most amps have transistors, and most people would say they prefer tubes.
And the challenge with tubes is that people will say that they prefer it until it's time to pay for it, or to haul it around anywhere, or to maintain it. Because the challenge with tubes is that if you underpower it, you're going to get distortion, okay? So this would be a 60-watt amplifier with tubes. This amp would be heavy, because tubes require a lot of iron.
The amount of output transformer you'd have to have tote the watts.
So that's number one. Number two would be very costly, and tubes wear out. So it's effectively a big light bulb, right?
Isn't the Rivera acoustic amp they made, isn't it a tube amp?
It was like $2,000 20 years ago.
Yeah, but also from our time period, the throwback, you know, the Rivera, obviously the Dual Dykes was a tube acoustic amp, I think.
It was a very nice amplifier, but I mean, it was plagued with the very issues you're talking about. It was very expensive, which limited it to outside of most people's budget. It was very heavy, and then to maintain them is very costly. So I mean, but did it sound good? Yeah, it sounded pretty good.
I've been wanting to take full rig out for the past 5 or 6 gigs, and all of them, it just has happened that I've had the Katana. I've gigged the Katana.
See, the Katana, if you guys don't know, it's a Boss Class D amplifier, or you'd probably call solid state, but it's not really. It's a new technology. But it is inexpensive, but man, they sound great. I mean, Boss is the boss. I mean, they just rule. Everything that they make is great quality. It really is.
Yep.
So anyways, this Acoustic Singer, you've got the looper, you've got the harmonizer, okay. You've got delay and echo and reverb, chorus, and so on both channels. Additionally, on the mic channel that's on the top, you can have phantom power, which allows you to use high-end microphones, condenser microphones. So again, it's really, you're going to have a hard time finding any fault with this. It's also got a nice solid hardwood cabinet, so it's not made from plastic or anything. It's a rugged, nice leather handle.
Yeah, it's sharp.
It's got a lot of neat features. And price-wise, it's $499, so it's not out of reach by any stretch. It's still in a, they make a larger model they call the Pro. It's the same amplifier, it's just slightly larger speakers, twice as much power, and they charge you $699 for it. So honestly, the Boss stuff is pretty awesome. There are a lot of brands out there, by the way, and I know that some of you have heard of, like Fishman is a very popular.
I love the first series of the loud boxes, because like the smallest one was about this size. The next one up had a, you know, it was 3-way cabinet, and then they had like some pro version. It was like 2 12s and 8, the 2-inch horn in it. It was like 4,000 watts. It's some crazy huge combo that you would take as an acoustic amp. I don't guess I've ever seen one out in the wild, or
I've never seen one.
But you remember the amp?
Oh, I remember the amp. I just don't know
loud box combo.
who that guy is, right? Okay, so the last one we brought with us is really a cool amplifier. Now it's made by NewX. NewX is a relative newcomer to the world of guitar stuff, and I'll tell you, everybody calls it Nux. I don't care what you call it, but I'll tell you, you're gonna like it. So NewX is, first of all, I'll just give you some dimensional stuff on the amp. You can see it's slightly bigger than the Boss as far as physical size.
That is a snug connection.
It does have hardwood for the sides. If it's not hardwood, it's a very cleanly done wrap on particle board, but I'll tell you what, it looks like hardwood to me.
All right, that's gain up, bass, middle, treble up, chorus off. Reverb, roughly where the other one was. like playing that guitar.
Oh, I love this guitar, man. Okay, so the cool thing about the New X is it pretty much shares a lot of the features of the Boss. It's similar size, similar volume. It's even got the nice leather handle, and the aesthetic is similar. Now, one thing that is noticeably absent from the New X is the harmony feature. Okay, so it doesn't have a harmony feature, but it has something I've never seen any acoustic guitar amp, or any guitar amp for that matter, have. And I want to know why, okay? And that is this. This right here should be standard fare on all switching things. So what this is, it is a foot switch that uses Bluetooth to connect. So
serious?
Yeah. So this thing, once it pairs, okay, which maybe I have to hold. There we go. So now it is paired, and it is controlling the amplifier.
Well, here, let me turn your chorus up.
Why don't you plug your guitar in?
Plug the guitar in?
Plug your guitar in. Yeah, you've already got it plugged in.
All right.
Now, with this foot switch is really the cool thing. Go back to that camera angle where you could get close on the panel there. Okay, here's the foot switch. Okay, there we go. So now you can see that the first two buttons have looper and drum machine, okay? There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Say looper and drum machine, and then you have chorus and reverb, okay? So while Jamie's playing the guitar, I am going to switch these buttons, and you can see, there's no chords here, right? So now if you want the reverb off, or reverb on, chorus off.
I think I got the chorus turned off up here.
Oh, okay, well, so here.
It's right here.
So you got the chorusing feature. So there's complete dry right there. Now here's another cool feature that none of these amplifiers had. Ready for this?
Yeah, put it on me.
Okay, that's kind of boring. So let's do something else. Built-in drum beats, and they're sampled.
Did you hit a feel?
You've got different drum patterns that are foot controllable. Okay, so now, here's where it gets really cool. So we're going to do a loop. Okay, so think of a loop. You can just do some little, I don't know, EAB thing, right?
Okay.
I'm going to do 3, 2, 1 and press it so that we're start at the same time. Ready?
All right.
3, 2, 1. So see how easy that looper was to use? Now check this out.
You have to start at the same time?
And it quantizes to the loop. So what does quantize mean? Oh, let me turn this off. You push it twice to stop it. You press and hold it to erase it. So what quantize essentially means is that without having to tell the drum machine anything, it actually timed the drum machine beat to the speed of the loop that you created. Dude, that is some brilliant stuff right there. Okay, now if you're a solo musician, it doesn't take a whole lot of imagination to
I'm torn.
like,
I don't know if I'm supposed to like that or not.
dude, it's cool. It's cool. Now, just for people who aren't initiated with loopers, here's our... If you want to add to your loop, just push it one more time. We're recording. It is pretty cool. To erase it, all you do is you press and hold it, and it erases your loop, and you can start fresh. So again, if you're a live performer, there is a part of the show is coming up with these little loops, and the audience watching you create in front of them.
Yeah, there's a whole genre built around that,
dude.
man.
And so again, it doesn't have the singing features that the Boss does. You can obviously use the microphone and so on, but it doesn't have the harmony vocals. The Boss does have the looper, but doesn't have the drum machine. But none of them have
pedal.
A Bluetooth foot switch.
That's pretty slick, man.
That is brilliant stuff, okay? You also have an EXP, so you can hook an expression pedal to this.
Is it batteries, or you just
It's just batteries, yeah.
Charge it with a cable?
Yep, two AA's. I'm telling you, dude, Nuix, everything that they make, at first you go, oh, I've seen other brands do that, and then they'll surprise you with one feature, a couple of features. They're doing some really cool stuff. And we will have future shows on some other Nuix products. But the Nuix is kind of it's the Goldilocks product here. So you've got your $200, your $500, and this guy's $399.
There you go.
So at $399, I don't know, man. I mean, that's pretty incredible. Yeah, the foot switch is included in the price too, whereas the Boss doesn't come with the foot switch.
Yeah.
So, and obviously the Black Star doesn't have that feature. But you can see that they're designed for different people. Mm-hmm. So the Black Star, they're actively going after the live streaming guys or someone who wants a lighter duty amp, right?
You want to listen to it?
Oh yeah, go ahead and plug that one in there. Whereas the, and you can hear there's a considerable tone difference in them.
Well, that one's got like a room reverb.
Oh.
Top channel. Turn it to the other way. I think it's a hall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the tone is definitely different. I would say that's probably due in part, and no small part, to the fact that this is a plastic casing. The other two are wood, and they're heavier.
Yeah.
And just from, and I don't purport to be some sort of acoustical engineer, but I do know that things that have more mass, I mean, all good heavy PA boxes are,
Well, I'll say this a little reluctantly, but it's been evident, and part of it's, we've had not the most reliable year of live music, but even if you're in a 300 room venue, unless you're, I don't know, James Taylor, you might not be packing that room out. So say for instance, like even I want to call out a venue like Clyde's.
Sure. Yeah.
Or say Slicks that we really like, burgers on Main Street. They got the cool little outdoor thing. If it's packed and like next door restaurant's loud and it's packed, you're gonna wish that you had a little more. Mm-hmm. If you're playing most average family come in and get a frickin' burger gigs and you're just playing and singing,
oh yeah,
that is loud enough to be
Absolutely.
back there
I agree.
and to be heard.
I agree.
So I don't like to admit that because I like big stuff, but I've seen it done to great effect.
Plus, the other thing I guess I'm going to say is that we have a lot of people come into the shop and are very concerned with the weight of products. And my first reaction being, a guy who, I don't know, took some pride in hauling a 412 cabinet around back in the day, is that, you just need to toughen up, man, cowboy up and learn how to haul stuff. But in the same right, there's a lot of people who are getting up in years, and the fact that they're still playing I tip my hat to those guys, right? They could be giving grandkids Werther's Originals with a cable knit sweater, but they're out there playing. And so it's like, hey, good for you.
But that cable knit sweater is probably 3 pounds, so leave that.
Exactly.
Wear some Crocs, eat a salad, and you probably gain the 10 pounds to carry the bigger amp.
But so, I mean, the Black Star being very, very lightweight, I know is going to appeal to a lot of people who just want a quick get up and go kind of amp. But the Boss and the New X are built very similar as far as their quality. They're both very rugged but substantial and heavy in the volume. And again, I don't know if you guys can hear it the way we can hear it here. Through the line out might be a little different. But the Black Star doesn't project the same that the other two amplifiers do. So really, I guess you just have to determine, are you someone where the singing features of the Boss are going to be important to you, or
I like the way the Boss sounds.
Yeah, the tone of the Boss is pretty awesome. You know, one last little thing I guess I wanted to say. We got first of all, Jamie Williams decided, he goes, man, I need that New X. I'll be swinging by Thursday to pick one up. There you go, Jamie. This show was for you, buddy.
I get 2 nickels for every one product we sell on this show.
So one thing I was also going to touch on, so you have people who say, well, I've got a PA speaker, and I think you guys even told me that I could plug my guitar into it.
You can.
You can. Absolutely you can. If you want your PA speaker, let's say you bought from us a Yamaha DXR, my favorite speaker, and you want it to sound like this, though, Boss makes a product for you. So, and you guys may have seen me gig around town, maybe not, I don't know.
Well, you did a show on it.
Yeah, so you can get, the one I use is called the VE8, but they also make one that just has the acoustic side of things, non-singing, they call the AD10.
There you go.
And we just got one in finally, it's taken forever, but it's got a looper built in, and effectively all the guitar stuff plus some. It has more EQ features than this.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. You get that preamp, plug it into a PA speaker, and Bob's your uncle, you got a really awesome, live rig. So if it's hard to carry, that's why they made wheels. Tommy, see, I like the way you think. See, simple machines, lever, incline plane.
See, Ron's comment.
Ron, Crocs are responsible for more injuries than any other shoe in history.
We're not liable for your footwear choices. I'm just saying it's an available option that's on the market.
They also
today.
have the most humorous tan lines.
He's not a lawyer, is he?
I don't know, possibly.
Are you a lawyer?
Ron Wallen, I could see that from the offices of Wallen and Goldberg.
And Putt.
Yeah. But anyways, this is just a few things. Of course, at main stage, we always have selection. Boss has 3 variations of this amplifier. The Live, though, is by far the most popular. And then the New X also has a larger kind of model they've come out called the AC80, I think. It's just slightly bigger, and but very similar in features as well. So
cool.
And we're always adding new products and so on. So we encourage all y'all to come on down to the shop. We're always making changes and always getting new products in. And hey, we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for y'all. So again, always thank you and so on and so forth. And again, if you like what you see, make sure that you follow us and so on and so forth. But again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next week.